Hello fellow stampers, Lorraine Sish here from stampwithlorraine.com. I'm so glad you were able to join us again today for another tutorial. Today I'm featuring the stamp set Nothing's Better Than. You can fill in the blank. You have your choice of coffee, cookies, chocolate, or cocktails. So whatever your favorite is, we've got a card for you. It features this nice two-step stamping process and makes simple cards in no time. So stay tuned. Whether your vice is coffee, cookies, chocolate, or cocktails, I'll be showing you many versions of cards that you can make with this stamp set. Stay tuned to the end because we're going to turn one of those into a shaker card. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, a thumbs up down below would be appreciated. And please visit my blog, stampwithlorraine.com, and hope to see you back again soon. So I'm showing today this set, Nothing's Better Than. It is one of those bundles that comes with the die cuts, and you have the words the chocolate, coffee, cookies, and cocktails. And then you also have a big die that says love you more than, and then you can put your favorite thing there. You have your die cuts for your cookies and your cup and your cocktails and your chocolate. And it's one of those two-step stamping where you have your outline and then you can fill it in with, you know, the little filler stamp there to add your color. So I'll show you a few different cards, and hopefully at the end I'll get to show you a little bit of how to make one into a shaker card. So that would be something new for you guys. Okay, so one of the quick and easiest cards to do here is to stamp right on the top layer. So I'm just using a layer of Bermuda Bay, a layer of black to frame it out, and we're going to have white. We're going to just stamp right on here. So simple stamping, then we're going to emboss. Often I say to punch this out to put get some pieces out of here, but because this is white on black, I'm going to refrain from doing that because I don't want that to show through. I'm not sure if it will, but I don't want to take that chance right now. So what we're going to do, I'm going to stamp right on there, and I'm going to do it with my Stamparatus so that I can do it all in one swoop. Because these are photopolymer stamps, I'm going to make sure I have my foam mat under there. Now I've already laid out my stamps where I want them on my card, and then I press down my lucite flap here, and I picked up those stamps there. So I have the coffee, the little steam coming up, and a day without, and it's going to have the coffee there, and it says, is like, just kidding, I have no idea. So some people are really dedicated to their coffee. All right, and then we're going to add the word coffee. I used it for something else, so we need the word coffee. So that's right here. So, oops, look, I smudged that a little bit. I know I was 4 squares in, so that makes it easy to align my paper again once I want to add another one. Okay, so we're going to put the word coffee right next to that little cup and press it down, and it picks it up right there. Oh, it's sticky. Okay, that way I can just ink everything up all at once. I don't have to do separate stamps and separate blocks. So everything's going to just get inked up there. Okay, another good thing, as you know, with the Stamparatus is if something shouldn't come out nice and clear, you can just re-ink it and do it again. Okay, so I think I want a little bit more on the bottom of the cup and a little bit more on that coffee. Looks like I smudged a little there too. Hopefully it won't be seen. I'm going to add a little more ink. A good idea is to put your stamp case underneath. That way it makes this plate level, a little bit easier to ink up. Okay, make sure I get the bottom of that and the C. Okay, much better. Carefully lift that off. It just dries pretty quickly, as you know, but just want to give it a little extra time just in case. Okay, so now we want the filler for the coffee cup, and I'm going to do that in the Bermuda Bay as well. I'm just going to pick that up, and I'm going to stamp off because I don't want it quite as dark. So stamp off some of the ink and then come on over here and cover it. I love this retro look. And of course that sort of turquoisey fits right in with the style. Okay, so nice and quick and easy on that. And then I'm going to run it through my embossing machine. I saw somebody else do this. I thought it was a very cute idea, using the brick and mortar embossing folder. Has the bricks. It kind of makes it look like a coffee house to me. That's what I thought of, and that's a lot of fun. So I'm going to bring in, can't use my mini machine, so I have to bring in my big shot, my big shot here. I still have the old system here. So this is my old big shot. This is my old plates, and I need to use this purple plate for the 3D folder. So we're going to put that right in there. I'm going to put it this way because I want my bricks to go the proper direction for my orientation for the card. And you want to stamp first before you emboss, remember, because you need a flat surface for your stamps to come out clear. You run that through. And here we go. Look how cute is that? I like the clean look to that with the black and that little hint of the color. And we just put that all together and you got yourself a quick, simple little card. Okay, doesn't that remind you of like a coffee shop? Don't you want to just like sit on a couch someplace and have your specialty coffee? With friends, without masks, maybe 4 feet apart instead of 6. That'll be the day. We'll get there. Okay, so a simple stamping technique, just a little focal point, some words, a little embossing, and you have a cute little card for there. All right, so that's nice and simple and easy. Let's do one for chocolate now. Okay, I'm going to use cinnamon cider for my base. And I'm using early espresso. And here I did punch out some circles because that's going to be covered with the DSP. So I'll start layering that down now, keeping with the brown chocolatey tones. This is the In Color DSP. It's a 6x6 packet. This layer, this espresso layer, is 3 3/4 by 5. I wanted a little bit more of this outer card base to show through, so I didn't go to the very edge with that. I just wanted a little more of that showing. I'm going to flip it over, use the circles, because that looks a little bit more retro to match the style of the stamps. Oh, before I do that, I forgot I wanted to add some ribbon. My original one, I did not add ribbon, but this one I said, let's add a ribbon this time. So this espresso, this early espresso, they call it faux suede trim, I thought would look really nice on there. So I'm going to just make a knot. I'm not going to make a bow or anything. I am just going to tie a knot right in the middle. It could be a card for guys or gals, whatever. Gonna put a glue dot on there. I know guys who love chocolate too. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to bring my silicone mat in here so I don't have to worry about this glue on here. Now I can just put that down. Arrange this here. Then I'll wrap around. Okay, now I'll add more glue and glue that down to my espresso layer. Okay, there we go. Now I've cut out with my stitch nested labels 2 sizes, one in espresso and one in white. We're going to stamp on the white. And I'm going to do today's plan is to consume chocolate. Anybody with me? Sure. I was thinking, when would you send a card like that to somebody? But maybe when you want to invite them over for something, or maybe if they're not feeling great and they need a little pick-me-up, say, okay, have some chocolate, you'll feel better. I don't know. Just a fun card. Okay, so today's plan, I'm going to stamp in espresso. Now let's see if I can get this straight. When the pressure's on, you always mess it up, right? That's why sometimes I do things crooked on purpose. There we go. Hey, not bad. Okay, and then we're going to do the actual chocolate pieces. First, the detail. I'm going to do that in espresso as well. I'm going to do 2 sets. I have 3 when you can have 6, right? Okay, then we do the filler part. I'm going to do that in the cinnamon cider just to give a little contrast. Or you can stamp off with your espresso if you wanted to. You can stamp off with this too if you want a lighter chocolate, but I'm going to do full strength. Okay. And then for the chocolate, I'm going to use one of the dies. So we can pop that up. The dies are actually bigger than what you have on the stamp. So they don't necessarily coordinate, but you will get that script shape there. So I'm going to pick up the chocolate word. I've already cut a piece of espresso that will fit that. I'm going to use my adhesive sheets, so I'm going to just demonstrate that for some people who might not remember how to do that or might not know. So I'm just going to measure one of these come 12 by 12. I'm going to measure a piece the size of my scrap that I'm going to die cut, and just going to cut that and stick it on the back. So you're just going to peel off one layer. Okay, the one with the writing comes off nice and easy. Going to stick that onto your card stack. Then you're going to run that through your embossing machine. Okay. Take your pick tool to poke out those little holes, those little, the A's, the loops, E. Okay, see, so now you have your chocolate. And I'm going to put this all together here first before I lay the word across. And I'm going to pop that up with dimensional, so I'm going to lay this on there first. So we're just going to have the word chocolate, and I want it a little offset, a little bit overlapping the chocolate itself. Oh, I need to pop out that little E. Probably would come off with the paper. Yeah, it's attached to the back paper. There we go, it's coming off. Look how easy that is to peel. And what's kind of nice about this is if you wanted to, you could arch it a little bit. Because this is so straight and I want to fill that space, I'm going to leave this one straight. You can bend it if you wanted to. Okay, consume chocolate. Woo! All right, I'm going to put 4 dimensionals, or 5, put one in the middle. Don't want that sagging. And then center that right over there. Look how cute. And of course, you'd put that on the inside. Maybe stamp your little chocolate thing in there as well. Should have done that when I had the stamps out. I'm just going to use the back of that for a minute. And then the filler. Let's make this one lighter just to see what it looks like. And it's just a little bit more subtle on the inside. See? There you go. All right. So you have to take a vote. Milk chocolate or dark chocolate? Or white chocolate? I'm a dark chocolate fan myself. Oh, I forgot the other sentiment. Well, I'll just take a chance that I get it straight. So when you consume chocolate, you can feel pretty awesome. So I'm going to use and be awesome. Consume chocolate and be awesome. Again, in espresso. Okay, drum roll, please. Can I get it straight? You can always cover it. Yay! There we go. So I have a friend who loves chocolate. I think I will send that to her. My friend Sue down here. All right, so that's our coffee card and our chocolate card. All right, of course, now we have to, here's one I did with cookies. I'm not going to show you all the steps there. I'm not going to do it, but here's the cookies card. I used the Coastal Cabana, again, one of those retro colors with the brown. I cut the cookies, and it says, "You're just like cookies. You make everything better." Now, I am a cookies fan as well. I can't deny that. You have your chocolate chip cookies, stamped, die cut, pop one up on dimensional dots. In the set also you have this tiny little starburst. So I did some on the background, the tone on tone, Coastal Cabana, before I ran it through the Subtles embossing folder. So I thought, especially with those little starbursts and the little scallops, again, got that retro look there. I thought that was really cute, and the oval is up on dimensional dots as well. All right, that's just on the white card base. And here's another one with the coffee, using Blushing Bride. Again, that pink and brown, a very retro look. Die cut the coffee cups, raise one up on dimensional dots. Use the background in Blushing Bride for the background, little scattered cups and little starbursts. Today is a coffee kind of day. So maybe you want to invite a friend over and put a couple little stacked cups inside there. All right, stitch circle and then another layer of just a bigger circle, early espresso. This coffee, you might be able to see, I popped up on foam, the foam sheets. It looked kind of nice with it raised up like that. Reminded me of like an old-fashioned sign or billboard or something. Okay, so that's the coffee thing. I'm going to show you one more coffee, and I'll show you the cocktails one. Again, using the Blushing Bride and the Coastal Cabana mix. Again, those late 50s, early 60s colors, I suppose. I stamped my cups just right on my white layer and use Smoky Slate for the little starbursts, alternated the colors, and then I went ahead to smudge down at the bottom. I'm like, oh no, now what am I going to do? So you kind of make lemonade, you figure out what you can do, because I didn't want to throw that away. I thought, well, maybe I could cut it and layer it, but I liked how it was centered. So I said, all right, so instead of cutting that, I'm just going to cover it up with this. So Coastal Cabana, stamped the coffee, the word coffee in Coastal Cabana as a background, and we're going to layer right on there. So just finding ways to cover up your goofs, and nobody will know the difference except us. So other things, I guess I could have die cut these out to save the paper and whatever, but I thought that was really cute. You can use your words as a background. So there's another little hint. I'm going to attach that onto there. Again, kind of like a simple stamping. You don't need much, just inks and paper. Okay, and some people need that cup of coffee to really get through tough days. So I'm going to add the sentiment, because adulting is hard. Sometimes it just got to help you through. I used the double oval punch. I embossed the words on black, punched out with the smaller oval, punched the Blushing Bride with the scallop. We're going to layer that on and then put it on with dimensional dots. One, two. And I'm going to see if I had thought about it even more, but I didn't know I was doing this anyway. I mean, just my eye, I'm thinking I would have put the Coastal Cabana first, then the pink, then the Coastal Cabana, so that I could have this next to a Coastal Cabana and it isn't so much pink all in a row. But that's getting into some nitty-gritty detail. So maybe I'll just kind of put this in between. Should I overlap or should I keep it in the middle? I'm not sure. I'll keep it in the middle. I tend to offset a lot, so let's just stay centered. All right, so there we go. Kind of looks like a chalkboard, doesn't it? You know, that you might see in a little coffee shop, your menu up there. And then you can put your sentiment inside there, stamp a little coffee like we did before. All right, so that's another coffee one, and how to fix a mistake. Okay, so now let me just show you the cocktails. Okay, so here's one of the cocktail ones that I did. I die cut the word cocktails out of the rainbow glimmer paper. So I took a piece that had some of the yellow into the pink, because I have a lot of yellows and pink on here, and I ran my die cut there. And I just stamped and then die cut the little drinks here, mixing and matching the colors, the lemon, the limes, and the maybe pink grapefruit, you could call it. I don't know. And then the rhinestones I put on there were from the Elegant Faceted Gems. You have some that are clear, you have some that are sort of white and opalish looking, and then you have some that are this a pinky champagne look. It's hard to say exactly what the color is, but I just thought that would kind of tie in with these orangey pinky tones here. I raised up a layer and embossed it, and then I just glued down the drinks there. I stamped these words first: today's plan, cocktails, because adulting is hard. And this layer again is the 5 by 3 3/4, just to give a little bit more border around here. So here you go. So they look kind of yummy and cool. Sit on your back deck with your little cocktail. All right, so this one I made into a shaker card, and this is what I'm going to try to show you today too before we go. So I just used Flirty Flamingo as my card base, embossed the same as this one. This is the Tasteful Textile. As you know, I love that. It can be a masculine look on different colors, or just a nice clean linen look for some other cards. This little section here has some little sequins in there, just to kind of make it look fun. Now, sometimes you could use just a frame here. You could layer your squares, use your die cuts, layer your squares, and just have all this open as a window sheet, and your sequins would be floating around, you know, the whole background there. But I saw somebody do this with a different stamp set where you cut out the top layer with your die cut, and then it looks like the sequins are just within that image itself. Okay, well, really they're just floating a lot underneath there. So I'm going to kind of show you how to do that. This I just did white on white, black, cut out these freeform to make it sort of a, again, that retro look of asymmetry, you know, not perfectly cut. So purposely angled different directions, and so that they kind of stand out. Those are not embossed, and that helps make it stand out. So I'm going to show you how to do this part, but I'm going to try to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to die cut 3 drinks from here. If I align it properly, that should work. Okay, and so since I'm going to cut them out, I may as well also stamp them. Do I want this high or low? Okay, let's put it in the center, I guess. All right, so this I thought was a neat trick. Again, like I said, tried it for the first time. Because I want this to be within this frame, I'm just going to hold this here so it gives me an idea where to put it. I'm going to put one low on each side and then one little raised in the middle. I think that would fit pretty easily. So there's one. I'm going to die cut that out so it's a little smudge isn't going to matter too much. And I'll just use it for another project, but if I'm cutting it, I may as well have the image there, right? And I do the other side, and then I can center. Okay. And then I'll center the other one. Make that little raised. Raise your glass in a toast. Okay. Let me close this up so I don't have a mistake. I'm going to die cut those out. Okay, so now we're going to use this as a template. Okay, and I see I did get off a little bit there. See, that's what I get for rushing a little bit. Well, at least I'll show you how it goes. I'm going to just use a piece of washi tape. Okay, I'm just going to rub that on my clothes for a second so it's not too sticky, but just enough so that I can hold that in place. I want to take some of the sticky off so it doesn't pull on the card. Okay, now we're going to take the cocktail again, and we're going to stamp inside there. And you need good lighting and good eyes to see that. Okay. Sometimes the glare of the block or the beveled edge of the stamp skews your vision a little bit. Okay, wow, not too bad. Aside from that little die cutting glitch over there, not too bad. Okay, I'm going to carefully take this off. Okay, now you might have noticed I had my scalloped rectangle die out here. I'm going to actually cut this out. There we go. You want to have something that has a little bit of an edge because you're going to put foam all around the edge here. So you need some space to do that. I see this is just a little bit off, so maybe I might end up trimming this a little bit down anyway. Okay, so let me run that through my Big Shot. I said if you wanted to, you can always just use that whole sheet. Not a big deal. I just wanted to have a little bit more interest with the stitching or scallops or something there. Okay, so then we want to fill these in with color. Flirty Flamingo. Oh, for this one, if you noticed, I did half, oops, here we go, I did half in Calypso Coral, and then the other half in Daffodil Delight to make it look like a two-tone drink. One of those tequila sunrises, I think they're called. Something like that. I'm going to make these kind of light. Like maybe pink lemonade. Could do different colors. Just to be quick, I'm going to keep them the same. It also matches my sequins. Okay, and then you have the little bitty lemon piece, citrus. I will do that in yellow. And then you have your umbrella. I'm going to do that in Calypso Coral, I think. This has to be the tiniest stamp in Stampin' Up. This little tiny starburst. The umbrella top is tiny and the lemon is tiny. But that little starburst, I thought when I first saw it, I thought it would be a few of them together like they often do. But one, which is okay because sometimes you want to choose exactly where you want them to go. Okay, they look nice and refreshing. Okay, then we need a piece of window sheet that's going to fit behind that top layer. So it doesn't have to be terribly neat, but you do need to make sure it's the size of that or slightly smaller. And then we're going to glue that to the back of that sheet that's going to be on top. So put your glue on here. Make sure you're going the right way. Think it out. put your window sheet over. Then on here is where we're going to put the foam strips. Now remember, Stampin' Up! Has these foam adhesive strips, or you can cut out your sheet if that's what you want to do. And what you want to do is you want to put enough foam around here that it's going to be containing your sequins, whatever you're going to throw in there. So you don't want any gaps on all the sides. So you want to go pretty much to make them butt up against each other. Okay, so that's going to go right over there, right on top of that. But first we have to put our sequins in. I'm just going to use the Fancy Frost for now. So you can add some of your sequins right on the card there before you cover up with your foam piece. These colors kind of matched the tones that I started out with. And peel off. Like I said, if you wanted to just make this one big window, you could. Just make sure your foam is hidden underneath there. Do I have everything off? Yes, I do. But I thought it was kind of fun just to see the glasses showing through. Then I'm going to line it up. Here, and now we have a cute little shaker card where you see the sequins just through the outline of the glass, as if they're kind of floating in the glass. Party in the glass. So then I would maybe put a sentiment up there, or a die cut with the cocktails or something. I just want to show you the concept of how to do that. This is raised on the side, and because the foam is white and this is white, it's not a big deal that you see that. And here we go.